Welcome to Crypto Daily. My name is Dustin Knaus, and be sure to follow our show wherever you listen to podcasts. And please leave a review on Apple Podcasts. Well, we had a good weekend, and I hope that you all did well. We saw a new high, and there was a little bit of a drop across the market, but not much. When we see new interest in these coins, we also see new miners getting involved. In some cases, that can be a good thing. The more people interested, the more exposure, and the higher prices we'll get. But one of the biggest criticisms we see now is in power consumption. And with these all-time price highs, we're also pretty close to seeing all-time energy highs. After the crackdown in China, we saw a bit of a drop in the Bitcoin hash rate, which is the processing speed used to mine new coins. Right now, we're currently 22% away from the all-time hash rate high. Now, that does tell us that the effects of the crackdown really didn't last that long, and we're almost back to where we were, at least on a mining level. But that also means that we need to find a solution for the energy usage that's adding to climate change, as well as significant power outages around the world. Now, that's something that we've talked about on previous episodes. There is a little bit of good news along the way, however. Ethereum is expected to release an update this week. The Altair upgrade, which is an important step for the Ethereum 2 expected next year. This will create a significant shift, because that means Ethereum is finally going to move away from proof of work to proof of stake. That way, anyone who has Ethereum can use their current assets to make more Ethereum. This will not only mean much less energy consumption on the network, but also means there's going to be less demand for graphic cards that have led to a worldwide shortage, and it's caused some manufacturers to put hash rate limiters on them. Well, in other good news that will help with price increases, you can now buy and exchange Bitcoin at some Walmarts. The change company Coinstar has teamed up with the retail giant to put Bitcoin ATMs in 200 locations. Now, this is part of a pilot program, but something that I'm hoping that we see stick around. There is a downside, though. Purchasing Bitcoin will have a transaction fee of 4%, and there will be a cash exchange fee of 7%. I'd love to know what you think about the Bitcoin ATMs that are popping up at Walmarts. So leave a review on Apple Podcasts letting me know, or a comment on our YouTube show. As we see people educating themselves more about the technology behind cryptocurrency, which is something that I'll dive into more in future episodes, we tend to see more people investing in it. In fact, hedge fund investor Anthony Scaramucci recently said on NBC, anybody that does the homework on Bitcoin ends up investing into it. Look at Ray Dalio, a crypto skeptic now turned Bitcoin investor. He also mentioned other big name investors, such as Paul Tudor Jones and Stanley Druckenmiller, who have also bought Bitcoin. He was quoted saying, "Those who did homework drew to a conclusion that they needed to own a piece of Bitcoin." Another person who did their homework and invested was Facebook whistleblower Frances Haugen. She came out to the New York Times saying that she isn't worried about future work because she invested in crypto early. Although she didn't say what crypto she owns, she said she's financially okay for the foreseeable future. Now, that's something that I'd love to see more from whistleblowers. Unfortunately, a lot of people are just too afraid to stand up to their bosses because they need the money. Now, she said she also moved to Puerto Rico for health issues and to be with crypto friends. And I imagine moving to Puerto Rico will also help her crypto go a bit further. Well, it's time to shift our focus to the world of NFTs. NFTs are getting yet another platform, but this time it's not for artwork, but for toys. OnChain Studios has raised $7.5 million in a seed round to develop crypto toys. Crypto toys are digital toys that consumers can buy, play with, collect, and sell. They respond to you in a variety of ways, grow smarter, and can acquire more skills the longer that you interact with them. Kind of reminds me of the old Tamagotchis. Crypto toys will launch on the Flow blockchain, which was designed for NFT collectibles, games, and crypto toys. Well, let me ask you something. Are you the type of person that enjoys collecting sneakers? It's a big thing for some people, and now you'll be able to combine that addiction with the world of NFTs. The sneaker brand Flowers for Society will link each of their products to a unique NFT. They were quoted saying, "By purchasing our sneaker, you will gain access to our metaverse community. The corresponding NFT is a certificate of authenticity and membership, which will be key to participating in future sneaker releases, limited editions, and collaborations." The first NFT, called Seed 1, features a hyper-futuristic design and is expected to release on November 6th. The Renaissance Award, which is the first award that's dedicated to young leaders who are working for a more environmentally regenerative, socially just, economically inclusive, and technologically balanced future, are going to be releasing NFT prizes. Each NFT will be minted on the Cardano blockchain, which is dedicated to creating an ethical and environmentally friendly blockchain. Well, if you're interested in signing up for our upcoming newsletter, please go to cryptodailyshow.com. There you can also find links to where you can follow me on social media. Please follow our show wherever you listen to podcasts and leave a review on Apple Podcasts. If you get your podcasts on YouTube, be sure to subscribe and leave a comment there. I'm Dustin Knaus, and thank you for joining me today.